In the wake of springtime, everything blossoms. Plants, trees, the animals. That's why we're here today at Kutztown Northborough Park to check out the beautiful flora and fauna. Alright, so we haven't even been really walking on the trail for that far, and we come up here. There's a big tree branch in the neck of the trail. It says turn around, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. So let us venture forward. This ecosystem has clearly been overgrown. There's a lot of moss everywhere. There's crazy amounts of thorn bushes. You can see them all up in this pit over here. There's even some on the trail. So if you're looking at what we're doing right now, this type of erosion in the dirt is only caused by ants because they burrow deep into the ground to create their colonies of thousands and even 100,000 strong at a time. And as you can see, all the ants ran away from us once we lifted up this log. We could still see a few of them there. These types of ants are very, very common in the world. They have trillions of them, even more than humans. Standard red colony ants. Alright, so we're here in the undergrowth part of the trail, as I like to say it. When we were passing up the beaten path up a ways here, we saw a sign that said no hunting. So hopefully that means that we're going to get to see some rare findings of fauna, which is animals, Latin, which is exactly why we've come here, because it's off the beaten path. We might see some stuff that not everybody gets to see when they walk on this trail. We did also see some giant turkey vultures circling the air. We saw two of them on our way up here. So that could mean a multitude of things. That could mean there's a dead deer corpse somewhere around here and they're circling for food. That's really the only reason that turkey vultures would circle like that, especially two of them. Must be a big meal because they're scavenger predators. Let's see what we can find. That was alright? Wow. Come a little bit further along here in the undergrowth, and we've seen some promising leads at possibly getting a shot of a family of deer, because as you can see here, got your standard deer droppings. They come like little pellet type things. These droppings are relatively fresh, so that means the family of deer could have passed through this area not a long time ago. So let's see if we can find something else, maybe even the animals themselves. So they used to say that there was a breed of wild bison actually roaming Pennsylvania called the Pennsylvania bison way back in the Americas before Europeans came, back when this was all still just uncharted territory ruled by various different native tribes. And today you'll see that there's really not any wild bison in Pennsylvania due to the fact of mass overhunting, and it always has been kind of a rumor of itself. Although fossils have been found, no ever concrete evidence of a wild bison has ever been found in Pennsylvania, except the one special thing about Kutztown is that we actually have bison here. Now granted, they're not wild, they are what seems to be domesticated, even if you can domesticate bison, but we're going to go see if we can try to get a closer look up at them. If you can see them from afar, those are the bison. Due to a myriad of reasons, we can't get up close to them, because if we were to hop this fence, that'd be both trespassing, and the bison would probably kill us by stampede. So it's best to just appreciate them from a longer view out, and yeah, magnificent creatures, aren't they? So on the lookout for more bison shots, we seem to have come across a pretty big branch or vine, whatever you want to call it, of North American tree poison ivy. Big misconception people have about these plants is that this type, the type that grows on the tree, is actually called poison oak, when in fact poison oak refers to the plant variation of the plant that grows out of the ground and not the vines that grow on trees. That's referred to as poison ivy. Alright, so we're going to stop a little bit. We're back on the beaten path and trail here, but we spotted a woodpecker. You can always tell it's one of them right by that sound. That sound is their motor fast beak, just pecking into a tree. They make their homes out of the tree, they hollow it out just with the beak. That's why they're called woodpeckers, because they peck all the wood out of a certain part of the tree, and that's how they make their nests. So after a brief mishap with trying to jump into the creek over here, you'll see that we're actually sitting by Saucony Creek right now, and this is the source of homes to a lot of Berks County's different types of freshwater animals, like the fish, like trout and catfish sometimes if it gets deep enough, because it varies in depths all across Berks County, which it runs through almost all of it. There's quite a bit of vegetation around here as well, as you can see. There's a lot of skunk cabbage, which, you know, is not as good as normal cabbage, but it grows in abundance around here, around a freshwater source. There's also lots of vines and segments you can see with the trees, lots of poison ivy, thorn bushes, very upkept, very unkept, but very wild and very interesting as well. You see different species of grass and everything, and yeah, Saucony Creek provides water to almost all the mammals in Berks County. Hello and welcome to our nature documentary that has yet to be named. I'm Dan Smith O'Donnell, and today I'm sitting down with biological sciences major here at Kutztown, Ryan Lindsay. Ryan, welcome to the interview. Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem at all, Dan.
So I have to ask, so like you're a biological sciences major, right? So you like animals, you like nature, you like all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like,
in my spare time, I always like to go on hikes. I like to visit my friends' farms. Unfortunately, I don't have one. Interested in the growing aspects of farming for food and the animal aspects as well.
so like, are you big like bird watch or anything like that?
Sometimes, you know, in my spare time, I go out. There's a really nice place near my house where you can go out and you can see red-tailed hawks at the right time of year. It's very interesting.
Very nice, very nice. So I'm going to test your knowledge here about the flora and fauna of Berks County, because it seems like you know a lot about that from what you've told me, you know, during the pre-show and everything. So anything of note, like any trees or mammals or anything that you think you could find around here, how about you let us know for the audience?
So there are many different types of flora and fauna that are native to Berks County, Pennsylvania, including white pine in the tree category, black walnut, sugar maple, sassafras, and eastern redbuds. And in terms of fauna, we have white-tailed deer, red-tailed turkey, black bears, most prevalent around here. I mean, they eat all kinds of stuff. Eastern coyotes, raccoons, you may have seen one or two in your trash. And yeah, there's a lot more, but you know, for time's sake, can't keep rambling on.
So Ryan, we really just have one more question for you, since we have to keep this interview short. What do you hope to do with your degree after you graduate school?
Well, I would like to work for the National Park Service, be able to go out and explore the nation's many national parks and national parks all over the world. I feel like that would be very interesting, and especially on the topic of endangered species, there's lots of endangered species around the world that I would like to be able to see before they are eradicated. I think it would be very interesting to go to the Great Barrier Reef, places in Greenland, the Antarctic, and really just go out and explore.
You hoping maybe to find some new animals? There's stuff out there we've never seen before.
There's out there we've never seen before. We discover probably a new species every day. Mm-hmm. I'd have to imagine. It
seems right. I mean, you're the expert here.
No.
We're studying to become the expert.
Absolutely. One day, I hope.
Well, good luck with that. And thank you,
sir,
for taking your time out of your day to do this interview for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.